everyone, it's Michelle Alexandria here with a quick review of Charlie Brown on 4K UHD. I'm going to try to not monetize this video and see if that will let me snake by the YouTube police. So basically, I rented this 4K UHD from a service called 3dbluray.net or .com. I don't know if I should provide a link to it because I don't want more people to use the service. Otherwise, I will not be able to get my releases. So I'm kind of scared to do that. But I'll provide a link to the service down below. The Charlie Brown movie is everything a old school Charlie Brown could hope for and more. Is all of Charlie Brown's greatest hits in one 80-minute movie. Loosely tied together with the story is basically we have the little redhead girl, we have Snoopy and the Red Baron, we have classic Lucy. This movie is perfect. It's exactly what an old school Charlie Brown fan would want and expect, nothing more, nothing less. And that's a triumph because the marketing campaign for this was terrible. It made it seem like they were going to quote-unquote update and modernize Charlie Brown. I mean, if you're an old-school Charlie Brown fan, that's the last thing you want is for Charlie Brown to be modernized. You want Charlie Brown to keep his heart, his soul, and everything intact. And this movie does that. It maintains everything that we know and love about Charlie Brown, only bringing the animation into the computer age, and that's not a bad thing. Originally, I thought it would be bad because I'm not a fan of computer animation. I've preferred hand-drawn animation, but the animation in this movie is brilliant, and they maintain the look and feel of the classic Charlie Brown and Peanuts. So that's why I really love this. Another thing that was great about this is somehow they managed to cast a bunch of voices who sound exactly like the voices that we all grew up on, which is pretty amazing. I mean, never once did I watch this and think, oh my God, Charlie Brown doesn't sound like Charlie Brown, or Lucy doesn't sound like Lucy, or Linus doesn't sound like Linus. They managed to find the exact same voices and they sounded exactly the same. And it's just brilliant. I really love it. Now, the UHD, I can't really talk about the technical specs because I'm not sure what it matters if it was shot on 2K and upscaled to 4K. What you care about is the fact that the movie looks amazing. It really does. I mean, the HDR on this thing really pops. Look at the way the HDR is here. And the interesting thing about 4K, it isn't really all about like the foreground shots. It's about the backgrounds and the way how sharp and clear the background looks. It makes it look like you're watching Glasses 3D sometimes. And I actually went back and tried to watch the Blu-ray version, especially on iTunes, and oh my God, the 1080p version was so fuzzy by comparison. And it's the weird thing about watching 4K movies. If you go from Blu-ray to 4K, then the uptick doesn't look as large. But if you watch 4K and go to 1080p, you really do notice the fuzziness and that everything's not as sharp and not as clear as it should be. So if you're trying to decide between picking this up on 4K and paying the extra $5, $10 over the Blu-ray, you definitely want to get this on 4K UHD. And it's a great movie, good for the whole family. I love this movie. And this 4K UHD transfer is just glorious. It really is. Look at that. The HDR really shines and pops. So that's it. That's my half-ass review of Charlie Brown on 4K UHD. I actually didn't want to invest a lot of time in doing this review because if I post it and it gets blocked, then I'm just going to be upset. So I just wanted to try to get this up just to test and see if it gets blocked or not. And if it doesn't get blocked, then you'll see more full featured reviews of 4K UHD movies using this technique.